and welcome back to Toy Kind of Mood, episode 34, the McFarlane Summer Showcase. I'm your co-host, Bobby Bexar, and with me again, KJ. Dude, it should just be the KJ Bobby Show. Screw it.
Spin
Let's
off.
do it.
Spin off.
Let's spin it off. There we go. And then
Toy
finally
Kind of Mood
back after a while, Michael. What's up, buddy?
How y'all doing?
I told you this off set, but dude, I love your setup, man.
Oh, thank
That
you.
is a very nice McFarlane setup.
I had to make a mess of the remainder of the room to make this before we aired.
We all have done that. Don't even worry about it. All right, so as I said before, this is the McFarlane Summer Showcase. McFarlane came out swinging hard because maybe he heard us saying, "Hey, Todd, dude, Hasbro is kind of taking control of the summer," and Todd said, "Nah, now there's a reason why I spent too much money on Barry Bonds' home run ball." So
Hold my balls.
Exactly. Hold the balls 1 second. All right, now it was a 3-day event, and once again, I have to applaud McFarlane for doing this. He used Instagram and social media, a la
Mezco Toys Fair.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Mezco Toys Fair. And I feel that that's kind of an easier way to consume sometimes than Hasbro YouTube channel, especially because, as I have complained a lot, I don't care about the trivia. I'm sorry, just give me the figures and move on. All right, so it was a 3-day event. Day 1 was Avatar: The Last Airbender. We had 2 sets. It was a 5-inch pre-order from Walmart. We had Aang with Glider, Appa, Katara, Sokka, and Zuko. Then we had a 7-inch.
That's on the way. That's on the way.
That's on the way. Now,
Pipeline reveals.
Pipeline reveals. There we go. Perfect. All right. So, KJ, we'll start with you, man. How did you feel about these figures?
Well, first off, always giving a shout out to Todd McFarlane. The licenses he's able to get because of the street cred he has as an artist, right? Like making toys and collectibles, all the way going back to the late 90s and the early aughts. Yep. So when he got the Avatar: The Last Airbender and seeing those first beginning promo pics, all the Avatar fans went, wow, like I love the show. I really brought me back, to a point in my childhood that I wasn't really getting out of the grandeur of, I was missing that out of animated series. And Todd really gets it in this first wave. It's like in the 5-inch scale, they're adorable. The price is right, $9.99.
Price is right.
And of course I didn't get any because I'm going to be waiting on those 7-inch figures so I can have Batman versus Prince Zuko. Right?
Nice.
But they're going to do very well. They're Walmart exclusives. Like even like the way that they do the effects are very economical. You have Zuko with his 2 fire daggers, Katara with her water sling, Sokka with his boomerang. But it all comes down to Aang, that glider, and Appa. Like once people saw Appa, that was like, it's game over. I'm waiting for Uncle Iroh. So like that's one of my favorite characters. Shout out to the GOAT, Mako. But if once Wave 2 comes out, I'm willing to backtrack. And get all those.
All right, Michael. I know you're talking. You and your lovely wife were loving the show. Are you gonna be getting these or?
I pre-ordered the entire first wave. I was sitting out on the porch and I let her know that they were coming and she got super excited. I sent her, she had seen all the pictures. Appa was it for her. She saw Appa and she was done. We have a couple of the Diamond Select ones, but we don't have like a ton of them, just a couple. We have Appa and Korra. But these just look amazing. I was sold with Appa. As soon as I saw Appa and it was the scale, I'm like, all right, I know who's gonna want this. And boy, was she excited. So yeah, we got the whole first wave. We'll probably stick with just the 5-inch ones because as far as I'm concerned, that's this part of her collection. So those are all her. They won't probably be allowed in my room. she is very, very excited.
Mike, I feel you completed the first tenet of any good marriage. Happy wife, happy life. There you go, buddy. Boom.
Absolutely. And she makes me happy. And I mean, come on. There's no complaints with what I have. So between that, her My Little Pony, and the Pokemon collection, she's pretty stoked.
Nice. All right. So we move from day one of Avatar to another fan favorite, day two, Batman, the 1966 version. This,
Damn.
when I saw this, I lost my shit. I won't lie, and I'm not gonna bleep it out. You know what? No, I didn't bleep it out. I'm not bleeping that. Like, I grew up on that. I think most kids our generation, or most guys our generation, or people our generation, grew up watching those Batman episodes on reruns.
Absolutely.
We loved, Burt Ward, Adam West, Cesar Romero. I mean, little trivia: the Batman movie premiered at the Paramount in Austin, Texas, in 1960.
Nice.
That is what gave it the pilot. Now, in that movie, we got some classic villains. We had Cesar Romero as Joker, Frank Gorshin as the Riddler. It was Lee Merriweather, I believe, as Catwoman.
Yep.
And then the Penguin was
Burgess Meredith.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who the villain? The villain stole the movie. They did. Now, in this lineup, we'll get Batman, Robin, and the Joker. We'll get the Batmobile and the Batcave, and they will all be Target exclusives due in August. Now, Michael, how many of these will you be getting? I'll be getting them all of them. Shh! Don't tell the wife to do.
Of course, all of them. Especially when I heard the price point, and like the diorama was like $30 or something like that, and I'm just like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I can just get something cool. I love that show and Wonder Woman growing up, and I'm pretty stoked to have something that's not super expensive.
Yeah.
Just to be able to grab, because I don't need like everything. I've got so much Batman stuff in this house. I'm looking at a wall of Batman. So like, between the animated series and the comics and the movies, it's always Batman. So it's cool to get just a couple of those. They're 6-inch, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 6-inch.
Yeah. For a second, I thought they were 5-inch scale or whatever. But so yeah, 6-inch, and the diorama I'm most excited about the diorama in the car. And you kind of have to have Batman and Robin for that. So, just get them. Oh,
yeah, 100%. And we're back. I had to answer the doorbell. The things that happen when you're recording at home. All right. So, KJ, we're getting back to you with the 6-inch 66 Batman line. They come with the special effects, pretty much like the bam and the ziff.
Pow! Yeah.
Batman comes with a shark that you can put on his leg. I mean,
does
come
he?
on.
Does he?
That wasn't just a promo pick? I thought that was just a promo pick.
I think you had to supply your own sharks.
Do not play with my heart like that, Todd McFarlane.
If he comes with the shark, that's
Batman needs to have a shark and a bomb. I'm sorry.
Look, if you're about that life, you should already have that shark.
That is true.
Michael.
That is true. I mean, sometimes, but he needs a bomb. I need the bomb. Like, sometimes you just can't get rid of a bomb. That being said, KJ, will you be getting this lineup?
Well, I have thoughts, because I love Batman, love the retro 66. Just you talking about the movies got me excited for a possible wave 2 with Riddler, with Penguin. That would be great to get in plastic form. McFarlane's been doing dioramas for nearly everyone else. I still talk about, Michael, you have the Matrix Reloaded staircase diorama, which was awesome. So like, giving people an actual play set. I have the Extreme Sets cardboard dioramas, but you basically have to fudge those so they don't look as cardboardy. You have to use depth of field, but not with this. That's it's pretty awesome. The Batmobile is really 5-inch scale with a 6-inch scale cockpit, but it still works, right? So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until I see more figures that I want, because like, that's pretty much the way that I do. I get everything at once. I get all the Marvel Legends at once. So I want to see some more figures out of McFarlane first for Avatar and Batman Retro.
Is it just me, or KJ was going super slow on my screen. I wasn't
It's
sure if
probably
that was
my
just
it's
me.
probably my connection. I have 5G,
Oh, okay.
but sometimes it gets iffy.
Sometimes,
Okay, I was
sometimes it
figured
goes
I'd ask.
1G.
My bad.
Now,
Point
and
5G.
people were talking about the fact that you can put the Batmobile on a record spinner to get that classic spinning motion. That might have to happen. That might have to happen. All right, so from day 2 and the Caped Crusader, we go to a different Caped Crusader in day 3's Spawn's universe. And this is what Todd McFarlane has built his bread and butter on. Spawn, we get Raven Spawn, Redeemer, Gunslinger, which is a Target exclusive, Clown Deluxe, and the Violator. Pre-orders are June 23rd, but they've gone live as of this recording. So, all right, Michael, obviously you've got a little bit of a Spawn collection in the back, just a tiny one.
A little bit.
Just
a tiny one that's available. And after I went through 2 boxes of McFarlane's to pull out a couple.
Which one looks good for the show? There we go.
Basically, so like Raven Spawn is available for the new version, and I love the design on the old one, so I'm very, very, very excited about getting an articulated version of this character. I'm super pumped about Violator, Swole Violator, as I will forever be calling him now. Gunslinger Spawn looks incredible. I love the character. That was a huge fan of the comics from day one. And the Spawn line's kind of what got me into collecting toys in the first place. So up until the last maybe decade, almost all of my toy collection was McFarlane almost exclusively, because I bought everything that he did. So I'm very excited about the whole Spawn universe concept. I'm psyched to go pick up my copy of the book tomorrow. I'm very excited to get Spawn back into the public eye again. You know, dude's 300 plus issues at this point, and it's kind of cool to see it's like a legacy character, and now he can go off and do some different stuff.
Yeah,
with the same, characters. Very excited. Very excited.
Well, and KJ, before I jump to you, man, I do think it's kind of cool that we see Spawn at Target. Of all places, you wouldn't think of Spawn at Target, but you go to the, and you do see him along the side of the NECA figures and the electronics. KJ, what are your thoughts on these figures, man?
Well, the visibility goes hand in hand, because, just collecting figures may lead you to something else. Like I was watching MODOK on Hulu, and then I had to get MODOK and as many AIM troopers as I can get my hands on. Right now, we're in the throes of Prime Day, Amazon Prime, and Target had sales. So does Walmart and a host of others coinciding with that. So they had save 25 off of 100. You get Violator for 50. You get Redeemer for 25, Gunslinger for 25. Boom! You get a free in there. Like you can't say no to that. Like I shared the pre-order, and you can keep banging that. I think a lot of people were pre-ordering figures they already had so they can keep getting $25 off. But the point is that visibility for Spawn and Spawn's universe is going to be good. I used to watch the animated show. I have cool parents. They let me watch that when I was a kid.
Nice.
My dad loved the show. So I gotta get my dad back into Spawn and be like, look, man, the movie. We're not gonna talk about the movie right now. They did their best. They did their best, but
I didn't hate the movie.
I know.
I didn't hate it either.
I know.
But I don't hate anything.
I mean,
what are your guys' thoughts on the clown figure? Because that one for me is the one that I was at. I really like the original style of it. This one looked a bit different to me, the guns and all that. Like, are you guys like interested in that dude? Because I think he might be the one that I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna grab him right away.
If you have Violator, I feel like you ultimately will need to get the clown one of these days. It's like, if I'm being 100, I'll wait for that to go down in price. Like I didn't even use the Target deal on that one. It's like, just looking at the Violator, just zooming in on the Violator on the site, and just looking at all the detail, top to bottom, the horns, the hands, the teeth, like just like the mouth, like it's plastic, but it looks moist. Like it looks like you just
it really does
it with water, basically. So this is from the bottom of Todd's heart. He put his heart and soul into this line.
For
So
sure.
ultimately, one of these days, I may end up getting the clown. I may end up getting Raven Spawn. I'm not that familiar with Raven Spawn as a character, like from the Hellspawn line. But
Yeah.
just as opening salvo, especially for the deal, for the value I got, with Target's sales, yeah, it's gonna look very good, very nice on that shelf. I cannot wait to have the nightmares that will be inspired by looking upon it late at night.
The only thing I can think of looking at Clown right now on my computer is that it will be a pain in the butt to stand up. That's all I can think is that it's gonna be like so back heavy that he's gonna be like moving forward.
Yeah.
Just to not to fall over.
He my face. The face I think reminded me more of the like Leguizamo toy from the movie line that they did back in like '96 or '97, compared to like the more Capullo expressive one. He just seemed. I was curious because he was the one that looked the most different from other characters that I was accustomed to.
Which, by the way, I have to give some props to Leguizamo as the clown because he was fantastic. But yeah, I agree. It does look more like the John Leguizamo Spawn,
which I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
But
they did also. Todd also revealed one of the variants already of a Redeemer with one of the black and white style ones. Ooh. And we know it's Todd. We know it's McFarlane. So every single one of these Spawn characters is going to end up with different versions and variants. So I think we'll all have an easy time finding the ones that you're like, that's the one for me.
That's the one for me.
Yeah, like this multitude of Batman was just a warm up for like all the Spawn that we're gonna get. We're probably gonna have the Michael Jai White Spawn, and then we're gonna have.
For sure.
Yeah, I would dig that.
Yeah, I won't be mad, man. Spawn's been around since '91, or was it '92? Sorry. So I mean, it's got a history. So it's just so awesome knowing that character that started with a first issue. He managed to keep that series going, even though I'm more of an Eric Larson Savage Dragon guy currently, because he did it all himself. Yep. It's just awesome knowing that he's got that character still. He's doing such cool shit with it. Pardon my language.
No, and real quick, you do have to give up to Eric Larson, who has done every issue of Savage Dragon,
including redrawing issue 13 after Jim Lee did it in the Image X month because he did not like that somebody else had an issue in his run. So he redrew the issue completely while continuing to do the book. Yeah. I love Eric. Eric's my man.
I love following him. I love following him on Twitter. He's hilarious.
Absolutely.
But we do have to go to yet another Caped Crusader, which we already talked about, but in a more modern sense.
This isn't something that McFarlane's done before, is it?
I don't think
character.
So.
He's not familiar with it.
I think this is a brand new character that McFarlane has touched. It's a Batman. The Batman.
The Batman.
The Batman.
Now
Robert
Pattinson's, yes. Which, by the way, the fact that Warner Brothers is worried that they're dealing with so much mental health issues in this Batman, Matt Reeves is going right in the right direction with it. Because anyone who puts on a bat suit, let's be real here, and jumps from rooftop to rooftop, you gotta wonder about his mental health. But we are getting a Batman, a Riddler, Catwoman, and a Bruce Wayne in the Drifter suit, which will probably be like him, like when he comes back from his training. Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman. Paul Dano is the Riddler, and apparently his Riddler is going to freak people out, and I can't wait. Everyone in this movie is a fantastic actor, so that
100% agreed.
Exactly, yeah. I can't wait for the Batmobile of this lineup to come out because I love that Batmobile. Now, I like how we've all been like, "Oh, we're gonna get this, we're gonna get this." How are we feeling on this Batman movie lineup, guys? KJ, we'll go with you this time.
I enjoy Matt Reeves' films. I think his work with the Planet of the Apes were excellent and really elevated that franchise to a new level. I can't wait to see what he does with Batman. I think he chose a really interesting aesthetic with this. Yeah. Everything's kind of like dialed down a little bit. It's a little bit closer to the street level. It's kind of like what Netflix did with their Daredevil series more than anything else, and like you said, like with the Batmobile being just really just a heavily modified pursuit vehicle.
Yeah.
Like there's no bat effects or anything like that. It's not as militaristic as the Tumbler was. It's just really lean and mean. The insignia he has, which rumor is that like it's the gun that gunned down his parents, but we'll see how that goes. But like seeing McFarlane doing his work with that, there's also a 12-inch action figure for Batman. He's going to do a big fig of those. If he can get his hands on that Batmobile, he has the Bat Raptor. I have the Bat Raptor right here. So if he can do this, he should be able to do that Batmobile in 7-inch scale, and I want to see it so I can buy it.
And Michael, I'll jump to you in 1 second, but you're right. This is more to the street level. This will be year 2 for Batman. So this is year 2. So he at least has a relationship with Commissioner Gordon, which we've seen in the trailer, and that's why we're seeing a much more leaner Batmobile. And apparently, he won't be a billionaire in this movie. He'll be close to it, which, if you have $900 million, you can still be Batman. But Mike, how you? I know you have your wall of Batman. Will this be going on that wall?
I will make that decision for sure when I see it. But I would really like the movie to have more detective in it. So if they are going the route of the detective, I'm going to be very.
The detective. Like you had that cute up. I love it. It was perfect.
I'm excited for the movie for sure. I don't want to jump the gun and assume that I'll buy, any toy that comes out for it, but it is also me, and Mikey likes everything. So there's a pretty good chance that it's gonna be in addition to the massive Batman collection. I do love the character of Batman.
Yeah.
I love the variety of different takes. I'm always down for a new take on a classic character that's totally different from what anybody expects. Never makes me mad. I think his costume looks really cool. I love the Batmobile design. I'm sure he's going to do them justice. And then I'm sure they'll be on all 3 of our shelves.
I want to say like, no, but more like, I do want to see in hand. I will wait for in hand.
Agreed.
More than likely it will be on the shelf. Now I do. This hasn't been announced, but since he's doing the Batman with the Flash right around the corner, and I posted this in the chat with the new Flash costume, that the 89/92 Batman returning.
Yeah.
I mean, McFarlane. If McFarlane releases old school Michael Keaton,
oh, game over.
It'll be right behind me with my Braves with Lone Star. Now. We do have a few quick hits. McFarlane is releasing the White Knight Cycle, which I don't have any of the figures. I do want that Batman though. It is a really cool Batman. But how are y'all feeling about that?
KJ?
I've got it pre-ordered.
Pre-ordered? Okay.
Yep, same here. I've got all the White Knight figures. I bought like both covers to every issue of both series. I love Sean Gordon Murphy's art, his storytelling. That whole thing was fantastic. So knowing McFarlane does the style of the artist, I was all over those. So definitely down for the cycle.
Murphy in one of his final issues for White Knight, he has like this brigade of Batmobiles. So like all the different Batmobiles are in that issue, like the animated version, the 1989 Batmobile, the Tumbler. So technically, McFarlane can do those too, since they were in that issue.
That is true.
And Murphy draws great.
Drew the hell out of it. It was amazing. It was a blockbuster issue. It was great. I hadn't seen like action on that grand of a scale since Brian Hitch with the Ultimates.
That's true. And if you haven't read it yet, Firestarter. Or Firepower by Kirkman and Chris Samney. Samney
is god tier.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah, you need. Now here's something I'm going to bring up because I have mentioned this before with McFarlane's series. I feel when he does someone else's work, it's great, it's wonderful, blah blah blah. When he does his work, they're lifeless creatures. His Batman looks soulless. His Wonder Woman that he's coming out with, maybe he learned his lesson, because I've seen 2 pictures now. The first one, I was like, she has no soul and she wants to pull mine out of my chest. Picture 2, I'm actually seeing some life, like some art behind the eyes. Mike, what do you think about how are you feeling about the McFarlane series?
I remember it was a nice long running joke when he did the gold label Batman of his design, and I was like, I bought it, but I'd canceled that. I canceled that thing as soon as they're like, oh, we might take your money. I was like, nah, that joke's over. I do firmly believe that a lot of product shots don't always show the toy in the best light, or the best light is they don't always look as good as they do when you have them in hand.
True.
Sometimes the sculpts just don't get shown. I think Wonder Woman looks really good.
Yep.
I don't think there was really much saving that Batman.
No.
Even upon its re-releases, it still didn't really work for me. But I think Wonder Woman looks good. I think she looks pretty cool.
I agree. KJ.
And the armored Batman looked good too.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Yeah. The designer series is very interesting because, like that gold label, those first promo pics were like, woo, this is the ultimate Batman. We're gonna have to get this. And then we had those bright white flat product photos from Walmart where everyone just did a 180.
Hard pass.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. So I think McFarlane learned his lesson where like he really does concentrate on these more atmospheric shots. But as we saw with the Snyder Cut line, it's like you saw all angles, you saw multiple versions of those. Like I had passed on those until once again another Target sale couldn't pass it up. It was basically like buy one get one half off at that point. So I went ahead and got the Snyder Cut figs. I want to get this Wonder Woman fig because I like how bold it is. Like someone maybe on the ACBA podcast, shout out to Fabio who's on that podcast. Someone had mentioned that the colors were essentially reversed. That instead of red being the primary color and blue being the secondary, that it was blue was a primary color and red with just trimmings of red, basically. I like how the WW shield looks. I pretty much bought it just for that. Like, I may end up giving that shield to my movie Wonder Woman. But I still like it as a result. I skipped the death metal Wonder Woman. I skipped the last Night on Earth Wonder Woman, but I went ahead and went with this one. I think this is one of his better ones yet. And it would be really cool to have that side by side with the Wonder Woman 1984 figure that he did as well.
All right. And then finally, I won't be getting this one, but I want it to be broken in half. Dawnbreaker versus Hal Jordan. The figures did look amazing. I love the Dawnbreaker character, but not enough to buy it. But I want Hal Jordan for my Justice League. Who do I go with? KJ. Are we getting this?
I skipped it. I think both Michael and I made our first NECA purchases. He got the Turtles in Disguise. I got Defenders of the Earth, and that Defenders of the Earth buck was basically the same buck they used for Dark Horse versus DC. So where they had Batman, they had Superman, they had Green Lantern. That was that same figure. So I'm basically took an extra Flash Gordon, and I'm just gonna paint that down, and that will be my Hal Jordan. Flash Gordon, Hal Jordan. It's like it rhymes. It's like poetry. You see, it rhymes.
It works. It works. Mike, will you begin this one?
No. The main poster that's up by my bat stuff is the metal. I loved metal. I thought that was fantastic, and I initially had pre-orders for most of those characters. But as the time was coming, I was like, I'll grab Dawnbreaker or some of these when they're on sale. They've come and gone. For me, Hal Jordan's not my Green Lantern. I'm more of a John Stewart fan, and I still haven't gotten that one. So if I'm going to get a Green Lantern, I'm just going to grab my John Stewart and call it a day. I think it looks amazing, and I can guarantee you're going to see a Hal Jordan by itself at some point. but I also think that you got the double pack because they were probably sitting on a lot of Dawn Breakers. It was just like, let's get these sold. We can sell them if we put Hal in there. Everybody wants Hal.
That's true. And real quick before we get to our grades, I do like the fact that everyone has their. It's like everyone has their Doctor Who. Everyone has their Green Lantern. Like growing up, it was Hal Jordan. But mine is Kyle Rayner. I want to Kyle Rayner Green Lantern really badly. Because when I got into DC Comics in the 90s, Grant Morrison's it was Grant Morrison and who did Justice League? Howard Porter. There we go.
Yeah.
And it was the pantheon of the Roman Greek gods as the Justice League, and I loved it. All right, so we're going to get to our grades now. I was having some whiskey earlier because it's thunderstorming here, and why not?
Yeah, it's raining here too, which is nice because it was 100 degrees out yesterday.
Let's see. Real feel tomorrow will be 104. So yeah.
Stay cool. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated.
All right, so we're gonna go. Michael, whiskeys. What do you give it, man? What do you give? What do you give him, Todd? What do you give him, Uncle Todd?
Man, I don't want to. I don't want to go all too high because everybody expects me to go so high because I love everything. But it's my boy McFarlane, so I'm gonna give him 5 out of 5 because I don't care.
Love it.
And Travis is gonna make fun of me for it, but it's okay. Because
hey, I already got the 5-star assassin title. You're good. You're good. Can't take that away from me.
No, I think he did a good job with the 3-day just hitting social media. It wasn't some big, hey, I got 7,000 things in lock. Here's everything I'm doing for the next 5 years. It's just, hey guys, here I am. Look at the toys that I made. This is cool. You want some too, right? And I'm like, yeah, I do. Thanks, Todd. So Uncle Todd rules. I'm good with that.
Hey, thanks,
5 out of 5.
Love it. 5 out of 5. All right. 5. KJ, what do you give it, man?
I'm gonna give this 4 out of 5 whiskeys. Toddy Mac did his thing. I think if Uncle Iro was there with the tea kettle and the cup, man, I would have been short $70-$80. Like Walmart would have had that money, basically. I would have gotten Aang. I would have gotten him with the glider. I wanted different head sculpt with the glider combo. Like those two Aangs are very, very similar to each other. So that
they look like they're pretty much the same one, aren't they?
They pretty much probably are. Maybe I don't want to give them too much credit, basically, but he missed out on an opportunity to have a different head sculpt for Aang with that glider combo. Appa still looks great, so I'm going to get it one of these days. The Batman line, I wish the Batmobile was bigger. Like when you look at those pictures, their heads are popping up above the windshields. I get it. Material costs are high. Shipping costs are high. So doing it at this scale keeps it at that price. You can get that whole wave 1 in the Batcave for under $100. I dig that. So if it comes time to get Riddler and Catwoman and Penguin and whoever else, Batgirl. Oh man, yeah, I would like to see Batgirl in that line as well.
My first crush, right there.
There you go.
Nice.
So it's a great. It was a great show. Still is. You can still watch reruns of that and still have a great time. One of the first movies I ever rented was Batman 1966, the movie. So if the Wave 2 comes out, like I'll get all that. I'll get the Batcave. I'll get the Batmobile. I'm just not getting it now. Nothing really stuck to me now. It took Target competing with Amazon during Prime Day to make me push the button on those Spawn figs. So we'll see. We'll see.
All right. All right.
What about you, Bobby?
I'll give it a. For me, I'm gonna give it a 3.5, 4. Only because I have no affinity for Avatar yet.
True.
Spawn figures, I love Spawn. I think it's fantastic, but I don't have any Spawn in my collection. But the Batman figures, both 66, which I will get them all. Let's just be real here. I will have all those. And the Batman figures, once I see them in hand, different story. And no Hal Jordan by himself. I get, you gotta sell Dawn Breakers. I get it, they're not moving, but give me Hal. Give me Hal. And Kyle. Give me Kyle.
I'm sure we're gonna get so much more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And that's just this summer. I mean, we still have to talk about, I'm sure he's got stuff waiting for Christmas.
Oh, for real.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll do this again for the winter showcase. We'll do it again.
Exactly.
Before we go, I want to do a real quick shout out to,
by all means,
Robert,
Oh,
for getting this for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, you made my day with that. That was incredible, and I can't thank you enough. To our boy Dave Story, thank you, and thank you for the extra Viper. To KJ,
yeah.
thank you, thank you, thank you for getting me my my Major Blood, who is out of the package and over there somewhere, so I can't go grab him. And finally, thank you to Kevin Wish for this.
Nice.
I have to give a shout out to the ATKM crew because y'all have helped this man acquire some things that I just couldn't get. So thank you guys.
You're very welcome. And for damaging your wallet, you're very welcome. I also
absolutely.
I have to give a shout out to Michael because he also helped me get the Turtles in Disguise. And when I brought it home, my fiance went, "What is that? How much was it?" I'm like, "Oh no. Listen. Here's how I got it.
Tell you something.
Let me tell you." And I told her how much I spent on it, after. And she goes, "You didn't need it." I'm like, but I did need it. I did. Badly. All right, that has been a Toy Kind of Mood. I am your co-host, Bobby Bexar. With me has been KJ and Michael. Guys, this has been fantastic.
Thank you very much for having me.
Remember to like and subscribe. You can find KJ at Black Genghis. Michael, do you have social media outside of
at Vlad, V as in Victor, AL? I've got sorry, it got slow again. At V as in Victor, ALADE at Vlad on Twitter, and Sleepless Gamer on Instagram.
There we go. All right, people. As always, be good. Make sure you save at least one extra figure for people in the toy aisles, and we will see you in the toy section. Peace.